Will you come up here?
You can do it from here.
Okay. The word of the day, there was at least one person that I missed. I don't remember who that was. Pete used it, Chris, Aileen, and Rob. In the other department, Brendan had 2. Harvey, you had 7 and 1 okay. Rob, you had 0. Al, to be determined. Arthur Fox had a so. Dinesh, you had a bunch of like 15. And 1 you know. Brian, you had 1. Peter, you did great. Completely clean. Aileen, you had 3 wells, 2 so's, and 5 okays. And Julie, you had 1, even though your report was next. I caught you on one earlier. That's it.
Julie, the timer report.
Thank you, everyone. The meeting started with Brendan. He was at the maximum at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Harvey Fisher, as a Toastmaster, was at 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Rob was at 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Al Davis was at 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Arthur Fox did the thought of the day at 1 minute and 37 seconds. Rob introduced the objectives of the first speech at 1 minute and 30 seconds. Dinesh, his speech was 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Brian did his introduction of the speech at 50 seconds. Peter did his speech at 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Eileen did the table topics at 1 minute and 45 seconds. Chris's table topics was 1 minute and 17 seconds. Naomi was 1 minute and 53 seconds. Romero, 1 minute and 18 seconds. Mickey, 1 minute and 38 seconds. Alice, 58 seconds. Rob did his evaluation at 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Brian did his evaluation at 2 minutes and 42 seconds. And Al did his grammarian report at 1 minute. Thank you.
General evaluation is Brendan, and Brendan's statement is, I think anyone who works in the health professions like a nurse or as a first responder has courage that inspires other people to live great lives. Brendan.
I work in a hospital almost every day, and to learn all the stuff nurses and doctors have to learn just to treat the patient, let alone, but they're not just dealing with the human bodies, they're dealing with people, personalities, and most people come into the hospital with some sort of level of anxiety for why they're there in the first place. So it's quite a courage to interact with the people and to tend to them medically as their expertise. But it's I can never say enough about it. As for our meeting today, I thought did well with the theme. Harvey, thank you for a great introduction to the theme. And I was like, is he gonna use the Cowardly Lion as the as the obvious reference? And he did. I'm sort of glad he didn't leave that hanging, so that I was. And this is like the whole moral of the story. Was like at the end, he really had the courage by actions he did. So he just needed confidence and courage to know it. So it was a great theme. I really enjoyed the theme, and I appreciated Rob coming out with welcoming our club. It really sets a great sense of energy for the meeting to have the. I think since we've been doing the Toastmaster and then the president's introduction, that actually ups the energy level at the beginning of the meetings from that, since that, because up to a few years ago, we weren't necessarily traditionally having that role in the agenda, but since it's been part of the agenda regularly, I think enhances the first portion of the meeting to set the tone for the whole meeting. So, anyway, great job, Rob, and it was a great word. I always like learning things that are French. Oui. That's good. Okay, I like the joke. It was a little subtle at the end, but I understood it. Like, and I like each person. I noticed that they were getting the audience set because with the transition from the introductions and to the role, you should make sure the audience is ready for you when you start the role. So I thought people did a good job starting their role when they were up at the podium. As for the speech evaluations, I thought that, as usual, the Dinesh is very good with the content and very relatable subjects, talking about the dinner table and how you always have to compliment the chef if you're not getting your brain is telling you something else. And I thought, when I did notice, was a good observation on Rob with the using the phrase cooperative interaction, and then rush. The thing about having like multiple syllable words, you sort of say it and then pause and move on to the next statement more carefully. Don't rush when you're trying to say a term which you're trying to get everyone to learn. So I thought the suggestions by Rob were very good observations. And for Pete's speech, I agree with a lot of things that Brian said. My feeling through this speech was there was a tendency to go a little much more like reading a list of things that you had to say, where if you had the not notes so much rely on notes, you could add a little more natural flow with the delivery to the audience of the speech. And table topics was well. I would have liked to see at least one more member before you call on other people. But it was a great meeting, and I'm going to stop now, so I stop now. Well done, Albert. Great job handling me.
Rob,
Yes, I'll do the upcoming schedule, and this is where my ennui might go up, or depending on the team, might completely evaporate. That is to say, I'm going to do the best I can in 2 minutes. Ready? Listen. Thursday is next week. It's the 24th. We have no Peter Ash for Sergeant at Arms. Brendan, will you be the Sergeant at Arms? Who will be the Toastmaster? Please stand up.
I can do it.
Aileen, thank you. That's excellent. Rob's message as president, yes, that's me. Grammarian, word of the day. Please speak up if you want to be the grammarian.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
Didn't we have a list of Toastmasters that Robert sent out?
I was wondering if you might have that handy.
I don't.
Okay.
I can try
Aileen,
and-
will
I can
you
try and
be
find it.
willing to be backup Toastmaster in case I've overspoken?
Yeah, sure.
Pete is looking for his list right now. Shall we continue, Pete, with the other roles?
No, go ahead.
Thank you so much for your help. Grammarian for next time. Jamie, thank you so much. Thought joke for next week. Dinesh, thank you so much. I have in my book that we have 2 speakers already. We have Bill Singer, and we also have somebody named Pete. I'm assuming that's you, Pete Fordham.
No, I moved up from next
So
week to this
we
week.
have
so
an
open.
absent or an open
I'm
speech.
scheduled for that day.
You're scheduled Al Davis. So we have Al Davis and Bill Singer as our speakers. Table topics master. Next week. Harvey, thank you so much. Appreciate you for that. Grammarian report, timer report. Who will be timer for next week, and who will be general evaluator for next week? Chris, you're a talented fellow,
I can do general evaluator if you
and
want.
Pete Fordham will be general evaluator
Let me just note that on Robert's list, it was Bob Avalone,
as the
Toastmaster.
Toastmaster.
Yeah.
Now, here comes the challenge. Harvey, are you willing to take the kit because Bob is not physically here and
It's
get,
turned over to the next Toastmaster.
which is Bob Avalone, who's
Who's
not
not here.
here.
Oh,
Are you willing to take and reach out to Bob and transfer it to him?
well, I'm on the agenda. Why don't I bring it next meeting?
Are you happy to do that?
I'm delighted.
Would you also reach out to Bob Avalone and let him know he's relieved of that task because you have reduced my ennui? Yellow card, I could keep talking? I don't know if they want to hear that. Everybody wants more. Stay after, we'll go out to lunch. For those people who need to leave at 1 o'clock, great meeting.
Thank you all.